Hello, everybody. Welcome. I believe we are live. This is so exciting. I think this is our third collective reading. I'm hugely honoured to be tuning in with you. And today, of all days, today is mind-blowingly interesting in terms of the energy. This particular this sort of monthly thing, we're now doing this monthly, and thank you so much all of you who've been able to join and who asked for this after we did it last time. So every month I hold within my tarot course and my sort of moon courses, I hold a live seminar, and what we decided we would do would be to sort of move into a collective reading here on YouTube into our wider community straight after that. So I'm sitting bang in the energy of this new moon. We always have these seminars on a Thursday, which means that these collective readings will be once a month on a Thursday at this time. We just give ourselves a little space in between to go get a cup of tea and kind of just orientate. But it's today of all days is mind-blowingly amazing because today is the new moon in Pisces. It happened earlier today, but nevertheless the energy and the shift of energy that is available today is phenomenal, because not only have we got a new moon when the sun and the moon come together in Pisces. This is like a sacred marriage, so it's an amazing point of fertility, of conception, but it took place at 28 degrees of Pisces, so like right on the cusp of moving into Aries. And we then have the energy, the 4-day window of energy around the equinox. So this is absolutely huge, basically, because we're moving across this sort of pivotal point where astrologically everything's kind of happening as well. There's a huge imprint of energy on the 0 degrees of Aries anyway. We've had the new moon literally then shifting into the equinox energy, which is a natural turning point anyway. So we could not have asked for better energy to be doing our collective reading. So I'm mind-blowingly excited to be here. I literally will be doing equinox readings tomorrow. I'll be getting them uploaded for you, so keep an eye out for those. But what we are going to do today in our collective reading is I'm going to draw cards for the collective. I'm going to shift to a different camera in a moment. And because we are at such a pivotal turning point, at the moment, the imprint of energy astrologically, and I'm not going to go into huge details because there's tons of amazing podcasts and astrological things on YouTube that you can go to, and I know many of you will be amazing astrologers in your own right. But for anyone who is not fully aware of this, the energy at the moment is mind-blowing, and it is all around this sort of exact point in the zodiac, in our heavens. And there are planetary collaborations happening at the moment that have not happened for thousands and thousands of years. So the energy is very much aligned with dissolution, things dissolving, letting go of things that no longer serve us, so that we are free and available to move forwards into effectively what it means ultimately to become, almost like a new race of human beings, a new human being. And part of the essence, I think, of achieving this on an individual personal basis is really leaning into the energy within ourselves, aligning ourselves with the energy of transformation, taking full personal responsibility for releasing things that no longer serve us. I would struggle to imagine, and this is a personal viewpoint, so I fully acknowledge that, but I would struggle to imagine that there isn't anyone on our planet who isn't currently affected in some way by something that is potentially departing or changing, transforming, emerging. And it is all about emergence. It's not just about letting go of something. It is about releasing. It could be thinking patterns. It could be an attitude. It could be an actual circumstance. It could be finding a new way of approaching something, finding a different solution to something. But everything is about this hugely transformational energy. And right now, because traditionally we always set new moon wishes and intentions on the new moon, we can really align our current intentions and our current energy. We can actually align these to, I guess, to actively work with this energy. So what I'm going to suggest we do, I think I just saw a little orb fly past me there. That would be very exciting if that is the case. If it shows up on camera and anyone watches the recording, do let me know. I think we're about 4 minutes, 50 something seconds in. So if it does show up, I would be thrilled if you would put that in the comment and notice it. But what we're going to do today is I'll take you into a little meditation just so that we can really open ourselves to align with this energy of transformation. And then I'm going to be drawing cards for the collective to look at the energy shift. It's very powerful because not only can we set our wishes and intentions in alignment with both release, but also renewal and inviting in the new. But the moon then shifts into Aries. And the moment the moon shifts into Aries, and then we'll move forwards this month and join Jupiter, we have the opportunity for things to potentially move forwards and expand. So the wishes that we set today and the energy that we sit in today can really potentially, I suspect, if we can align ourselves in a really good way, may potentially move forwards. And although there will be people around who are just sort of saying, I want the world to slow down, not move any faster. But if we can try and align with energy that helps us to move forwards in a really powerfully positive way, then I think we can sort of see what our readings can show for us today to assist us in doing this. So I'm going to take us into a small meditation. I will then draw cards for the collective, and I'm going to be asking about the opportunities within the energy of this turning point to get more guidance and information for you. And I will be inviting you to draw your cards to see what messages are coming through for you. So I'm going to look at the overall energy, and you'll be drawing your cards for you. So if you haven't yet got them with you, because this is a collective reading experience, do go grab them. Grab your tarot cards, your oracle cards. I'm going to be using both. And go and grab them, have them ready. And I'm going to just take us into a small meditation just so that we can just connect in and align with this really big, powerful shift from the new moon in Pisces to the equinox energy, the sun entering Aries, and the imprint of transformation that is around us right at this moment in time. So I'm going to bring onto the screen a very lovely image. It's a very angelic kind of image. And I'd like to invite you, actually, just hold your cards, okay? Just hold your cards in your hands. Oh, thank you. I've noticed in the comments that was definitely an orb. Bless you. Now, whatever cards you have, if you've got more than one deck with you, maybe put one hand on each. But keep your cards, keep a connection with them as we move into this meditation. I've got my first deck of cards very firmly in my hands. I'm holding them, and I have a second deck to one side. And so I'm going to hold one deck in one hand and place my hand on the other. But I would like you to be very connected to your cards. So just close your eyes and just take in a deep breath, and whatever time of day it is, wherever you are on our beautiful planet, just take in a deep breath and then just release. And just for a moment with your eyes closed, just visualize the moon and the sun aligning and coming together. This is an energy of the divine masculine and the divine feminine connecting in absolute harmony to enable us to benefit from the full imprint of transformation that is available to us right now. Now, for many of us right now at the moment, the energy of transformation may be feeling incredibly positive, but for some it will be feeling challenging, and for many of us it may be a bit of both. We may be seeing challenges in the bigger world, feeling concerned. We may be seeing challenges in our immediate world. We may also be seeing marvellous things arriving, openings, possibilities. For most people, it's likely to be quite a mixture of all of these things. So just sit and notice that the sun and the moon, like these incredible grandparents, coming together, Grandfather Sun and Grandmother Moon coming together, Tinkashula Inchula coming together to support us in this moment. Grandparents wanting to honour us as their children on earth. And they are aligned with the massive imprint of incoming energy that supports the release of the old and the welcoming in of the new. I'd like you just to breathe in the newness. Breathe in the cleansing as well. Let that filter through your body. Breathe in the newness, and as it filters down through your body with each breath, the newness will automatically request, gently, that anything that is in the way of the new will need to pass on. It will need to be released. Whether that is a thinking pattern or a perspective or an actual circumstance, a belief, could be a lack of trust. It could be an energy of an emotion that holds a lower vibration that is not helpful to you. It could be causing you to worry or feel concerned. So just breathe in and notice how the essence and energy of Grandfather Sun and Grandmother Moon are actively working their way through you to cleanse and release and make space for the new. And as that wonderful, wonderful cleansing energy filters down through you, notice if there's any pockets within your body that are either resistant or a bit tense. And just let them work on you. Not in a negative way. There's no forcing going on here. This beautiful new moon energy in Pisces is not about forcefulness. It's about gentle, nurturing, surrender and release. Knowing that the universe has the upper hand. There is a universal law working to support our evolutionary growth, both as a collective and also as individuals. So notice, where is that energy sitting? Allow it. Practice the art of allowing. Allow it to filter through you, to find its way, to filter down, to release, making space for the new. And that is what we are working with today, making space for the new and engaging in this energy as a willing participant to work with the universal energies of renewal, replenishment, healing, intuition, inner knowing, trust, and surrender, making space for the new to naturally and organically arrive and emerge. So just as that is filtering through you, hold that light, hold that energy, hold the hug that's coming in from the sun and the moon. And bring yourselves back into the room. I'm going to shift the camera down so that you can see my cards. Okay, so I'm going to turn that light out actually, make it a little bit less glary. Now, these are the two decks that I had here ready and waiting. And I'm going to be reading for the collective. I'm going to be reading for all of you. And I'm going to draw some cards first. I will bring a little bit of an element of sort of tutoring in case any of you are brand new to the tarot. Okay, but I'm going to... Oh, wow. Okay. Now, can you believe that? I know we have these moments in our readings when we say you couldn't write it. Look at that. The card of change. Isn't that magical? So as I am drawing cards to see what the energy is and to ask for questions and guidance for you, I would like you, in response to my cards, to draw yours as well. Now, my first card is the card of change, but what we see here is a chameleon. And what is coming through for me as I listen intuitively in this energy is, gosh, I'm just noticing there's a pendulum here as well. I'm noticing here with the chameleon, I feel as though adaptability and versatility is going to be needed. Now, I'm reading for the collective, I'm reading for you all, but this is what I feel I'm seeing in my first card. I think versatility, adaptability, be prepared, I think, to possibly shift and change. I'm going to say in response to circumstances. That's what's coming through here. If we think about a chameleon changes its colour. It doesn't change who it is. The chameleon doesn't become something else. It's always a chameleon. So the integrity of a chameleon is always about being a chameleon. The essence, the authenticity, that's the word I'm looking for. A chameleon is authentically a chameleon. Even though its colour changes in adaptation to its environment, it doesn't cease to be a chameleon. So what I'm hearing from this card is, although changes will be needed, you are not being asked to change the essence of who you are at a level of soul. You may need to adapt and respond to circumstances, but the core authenticity of who you actually are is you. If anything, maybe some of you may need to take off a mask that you've been required to wear. The authentic you is the authentic you, and that is the person that you need to be during these changes and during these times. I feel you will be guided with this pendulum. Let's see what else shows up. I would kindly ask, as I draw for my beautiful community, equilibrium. So everything must be in balance. How interesting. Now what I see here as well, because we are moving from the energy of the new moon into exactly this. We're moving into the equinox, an equilibrium, and I'm seeing water. I wonder if something will flow forwards and emerge. We have two conch shells in the imagery here. I don't know if you can see them. Hold them up and see if you can see this. Can you see we have two conch shells? I wonder if, as we move through the turn into the equinox, whether something is going to flow forwards. I think, my beautiful souls, you may well see a significant change at the point of turn of the equinox. And it may require adaptation, but it will not require you to be anything other than your absolute pure authentic self. How beautiful. I'm just looking at some of the cards that you're sharing. How amazing. The red ray of light is significant. I'm reading one of your comments with Archangel Uriel and Aurora. You pulled the Hangman, which has the beauty. Oh, how wonderful. The story of Sleeping Beauty. I wonder if something will be awoken at this moment, this point in turn. Something that will require adaptation, but also enable you. Yes, I think that's coming through. Will also enable you to become and be your authentic self. Now I'm going to draw another card and then I'm going to move to an angel pack. But I would be very interested to see what cards you draw for yourself. Willpower. This is interesting. I'm actually hearing one more from this deck as well. Yes, and there it is. Willpower and union. Okay, now this is interesting because I think it will involve potentially in this, again, being your authentic self. I think union is about unity, consciousness. For some of you, this will be a personal message about finding unity, about managing the challenges that we're seeing in division in the world at the moment. But I do think indeed, for some of you also with union, I think you might also, for some of you, find your tribe or find that you are noticing who you align with, who you resonate with, and who you don't. At the moment, the astrology is supporting the almost like the evolution, the revelation is the right word I'm looking for. It's supporting revelation. It's supporting us to see things that we haven't seen before. And some of those things are mind-blowingly amazing. Some of them are also quite shocking because we're seeing aspects of people or of circumstances that we didn't realise were there. And so I think this is about maintaining your personal strength and willpower, upholding your own authentic integrity, and also being adaptable. But adaptability, going back to this, it keeps coming through here. Adaptability doesn't mean losing your own integrity. You may have to shift and change a little bit, but you don't. You stand your ground. If something isn't right for you, you stand your ground over it. This is about upholding, I think, integrity. I also think people will come in to support you if you are in a position where you feel knocked off balance. But you're being, I think, I say requested, but you're being invited to make sure you remain in balance. And the energy, the imprint of the energy of the equinox is actually going to support you just by drawing cards at this moment. I have just noticed as well, somebody has just wished, I'm diving in here a moment, I'm checking in on the comments. Kate, who is moderating for us today, it is Kate's birthday today, and I noticed somebody has just wished her happy birthday. And my deepest apologies, I should have started with that right at the start. I really want to honour and thank Kate for being here. She's an amazing moderator. She does so much for us and so much for our community, and she's giving her time today to be here and moderate for us. So happy birthday, Kate. I'm sure everyone will be wishing you the most amazing day, and indeed the most amazing year. And look at the imprint of energy you're starting with. I notice some of the cards you are drawing, Four of Wands and the Magician. That's mind-blowing. You know, it's a celebration of your self-mastery, of your capacity to manifest. I see somebody's drawn the Temperance card. Wow. So Temperance, I would say that's really tuning in with this pendulum. You are going to be guided. Whatever circumstances are happening right now for you, guidance will be shown. You literally will be shown the way. I'm lovely. I'm seeing all the happy birthday messages. Wonderful. Thank you, Kate, for your reply. Okay, I'm going to draw some angel cards next. Now, beautiful souls, I feel the core message for the collective and for us as a community is that change is coming. I think we're going to see potentially a big shift at exactly this point of turn in the equinox. And I do think we are being called to really remain true to who we are authentically. I think this is very significant. And indeed with union, maybe we are also being called to unite as a community. That may be another message. But as a community, this is because we hold light. Collectively, we hold light. Collectively, we hold a vision. You know, my own personal vision with my tarot course, but it's here in this community on YouTube too, is that we can be literally an international voice of light. We can uphold integrity. We can work with our spiritual practice in a way that holds integrity. So, you know, my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for all of your support and for being here. But for your personal messages, do draw your cards. What is the change that's around for you? What's the shift that's taking place? And who might be coming in to support you? You know, this community is here to support you. I've noticed somebody's just popped up the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is a card of profound promise. So if you've drawn the Page of Pentacles in response to these cards, I'm going to say, wow, the turning point is really opening up something for you that can move something forwards. Somebody's asking, does anyone know the Oracle cards? Bless you. This is the Talisman Oracle. This is the one that we're using here. It's actually what I'll do afterwards is I will see if I can add the link to those cards. I normally put them in the description below a video. I'll see if I can put a link to them. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Gosh, somebody else has drawn Ten of Wands. Wow. Knight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. Wow, all those cards coming together. Christina, that's amazing. This is phenomenal. I mean, this is the willpower, absolutely. Moving from, this is stepping up into responsibility, isn't it, I think? Absolutely remarkable. Stepping up into, the Ten of Wands is really, really owning your self-responsibility. Ultimately, the high vibration of the Ten of Wands is actually a card of, even though it can often indicate a burden and obligation, the truest, highest vibration of it is to release ourselves from inappropriate burden, inappropriate obligation. So with the Knight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, that would be suggesting to me that you may well be moving forwards with something really significant, and very, again, within this shift, within this pocket of time. I'm now going to draw some angel cards. May I kindly ask for my community and for the collective, please? May I kindly ask for angel guidance and advice? Peaceful resolution. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. If any of you are experiencing a challenge, now whether this is a challenge, I'm going to say within or without, there will be a peaceful resolution. I also wonder whether this is also offering us a degree of hope in terms of perhaps some of the craziness that we're seeing in the world, where it can be really difficult to feel as though, the world is going to sort itself out. There's so much challenge going on in the bigger picture. This could be both personal for some of you, but it could also be honouring the fact that we can look ahead to a peaceful resolution. May not seem to be apparent at the moment, but we can. Also, if we unite, if we hold our collective vision of light, perhaps we can, in our own way, play a part in that. We can contribute to it. Oh, look at this abundance. Gosh, I feel this is gorgeous. Now, for our collective community, for us as a collective vision of light. Now, I always view abundance as being something that it's not just about money, it's not just about finances, it's not just about material stuff. I see abundance as being the absolute sort of blissful outcome to anything. It's pure happiness, pure bliss. That's what I see as abundance. It does for me suggest that if we are adaptable, but also really hold our strength, hold our unity, that actually we will be rewarded through this period of time, that we are going to be able to rise into that higher vibrational space where indeed, as far as my own understanding and indeed my own experiences, the higher our vibration, the more life works in our favour. I mean, this is wonderful. I notice I'm glancing in the comments because it's absolutely wonderful to see the cards you're drawing. That's absolutely fabulous. 4 of Pentacles we got in response to peaceful resolution. How interesting. In what area? 4 of Pentacles. If you've drawn 4 of Pentacles in response to what's the peaceful resolution, it could be any anxiety around something where you feel there isn't any stability. The 4 of Pentacles, all the 4s, it's like sort of stable like a table. We've got a stable energy. I also see somebody drew the Devil and the Emperor jumped out. My goodness me, how amazing is that? Because the Devil is liberation, and of course the Emperor is self-mastery. And, if I think about what comes through in my own channelings, and also that I hear in those that are other channelings from other people who I follow, watch and admire, I notice that there is a constant theme of recognition that we are stepping into a space during this period of dissolution and restructure. We're stepping into a space of self-mastery. Old ways of, power-dominated ways of relating rather than relating through love, equality, respect, concern, care, compassion. The old ways of power domination are really being dissolved. Now we are seeing a lot of, I would call a lot of power issues taking place. But I think in part that is because we are being shown what is no longer working. Let's just see. This is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Let's see. Look at this. We have the Sun. So may I kindly ask for further guidance for the collective and for my community here. May I kindly ask, actually, further guidance? I'm also going to ask very specifically, actually, for guidance about how you navigate these changes. I feel we have the most joyous outcome being held for us. Can we have guidance or information as to how best to navigate? We have the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This is magnificent. We have the Four of Pentacles showing up. This is an interesting Four of Pentacles. I'll speak about the imagery of this. We have the Seven of Cups. Okay, this is showing something very clear to me. Well, I think it's very clear. I'll check in on it. And we have the Hermit. Okay, so what I am reading in the progression of cards that's coming through here is hold your vibration, hold the highest vibration. If you think of the energy of the sun, source energy, interesting, we were just tuning in with that within our meditation. Hold that high vibration. Each one of us, if we think of self-mastery, which is what I think we have here with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about a choice. And the Hermit is, I think in this instance, acknowledging that we ourselves kind of hold the key to our own energy. Every single one of us can take personal responsibility for the absolute essence and energy of our own field, our own energetic field, our own energetic resonance. I mean, look at the power in the Eight of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, she is the Queen of transformation. This is an interesting Four of Pentacles because we see her clinging to something. Clinging to safety, security. Sometimes I see this card as really needing to not hold on to something. In terms of any kind of emotionality, maybe we need to not bear a grudge, not hold on to something. And we have a choice. I feel these cards are really giving us such a strong message that says your energy is up to you. You can choose. You don't have to cling to the past. And of course, here we are, supported by Grandmother Moon and Grandfather Sun in this incredible opportunity, this moment in time when the energy is primed for us to let go of things that no longer serve us. I think this is really saying we have a choice. Use this time to be activated. The Eight of Wands is, you know, it's spark, it's chemistry, it's coming together, it's fast energy, it's electric in manifestation. And the Queen of Wands is so dynamic. I feel these cards are a real invitation for us in this incredible moment to hold in our hearts and our minds every opportunity, the bigger picture of a peaceful resolution, even if it doesn't look like it's coming, whether that's in the bigger world or in our own personal circumstances. To let go of doubt and to make a personal choice to hold that vibration for us each in everything that we say and in everything that we do. My apologies. Here I was saying drew. I glanced up and just looked at the comments there and saw that somebody had drawn the empathy Raphael card. How amazing. And somebody else with a beautiful Archangel Raziel, take back your power. Oh my goodness me. The archangels coming through in such support here. This is exactly it, isn't it? Empowerment, willpower. The Queen of Wands is the Queen of transformation. She's the Queen of empowerment. And remember, of course, empowerment is never power over others. It's power over ourselves. This is why I think we have the Hermit sitting in this amazing light. It's like be your own guide. Be your own hero, be your own heroine. Hold your energy, make that choice in whatever you are doing. And I think that is also the recipe for success. It's the recipe for abundance, and by that I mean pure happiness, whatever that is, whatever you are manifesting. Do so in unity, with unity consciousness, but with awareness of your own personal self-mastery, your own personal choice. I think this is amazing. And your cards are phenomenal, really tuning in with them. I mean, this is something else. Now, I actually did bring in an astrology pack as well, so I think I'm going to draw from that too. I'm very curious to see what other cards you are drawing, but, thank you so much to those of you who are sharing. It seems to me that personally, whatever your cards are showing you, it's almost as though this sets the energetic pace for success. Gosh, somebody else I'm just seeing here has drawn the Hermit between the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So you've got that same, be your own hero, heroine, between the High Priestess being guided, absolutely, I would imagine, divine timing in your life, and the Wheel of Fortune, that this is a turning point. In a moment, I'm going to ask very specifically about the energy of the equinox, but let's just see what the astrology cards show up first. Tension. Okay. Now, this does not surprise me. Square, semi-square, quincunx, because I think this is what we are seeing in the world. And also the energy. The energy is profoundly intense. It really, really is. I have to say, beautiful souls, I found myself in conversation with a very dear friend a few days ago, and we were both in complete agreement that we were so grateful that we have the spiritual connection and awareness that we have. And we just sat down and we said, I cannot imagine what it must be like to live in a world at this moment in time when everything is dissolving, but without any sense of the bigger picture. How challenging, how frightening that might even be. And we are seeing so much tension, there's so much intensity. What we, of course, can do, both individually and collectively, is to really unite and hold the light. We can do this. We can take care of our own energy. We can be responsible for our own energy. We can hold our own authenticity. What else are we shown astrologically here? Progressions. Isn't that lovely? I feel, again, we are being shown we will progress. There is a journey. Look at the mountains. There are several mountains to climb. But this feels like such an assurance that even if we are looking into the world at large and thinking, how are we ever going to climb those mountains? I do feel that there is a natural progression and that we will. I feel we're being given a lot of reassurance here today, which is absolutely delightful and heavenly. Let me move these cards along a little bit so we've kind of got everything in view. I think, my beautiful souls, I'm going to ask very specifically. Gosh, I can see somebody else has got the talking about the Eight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune spinning round. Yes, I can see why in the comments somebody's saying it reminds them of the Wheel of Fortune. Doesn't it just? Look at the energy. Okay, let's draw some more cards. I think I'm going to draw some more cards. But actually, I'm just conscious that if anyone's new, I haven't yet sort of tuned in with actually maybe any assistance in reading. And so, obviously, we all find our own way of reading cards. I was saying this in an interview with somebody a couple of days ago who was doing a podcast about working professionally with the tarot. And so she wanted to do an interview both about my course, because that takes you to a professional level of reading and potentially into professional practice. But she also wanted to know, my sort of views on professional working. And I kind of said, even on my course, I don't want to create clones of Jenny. I want to support you in finding your way of engaging and relating and communicating with your cards. I will teach you everything I know. But everyone finds their own pathway. You build a relationship with your cards. And that relationship is like it's like a relationship with a group of friends. It really is. This is, I think, how the cards really communicate freely with you. It is as though every single one is a really old friend, and you know them. And when you draw them, you know how they would speak to each other because you know them so well. But just to help anybody who might be new, when I look at cards, I do think about the archetypal energies and meanings of the cards, but I also am looking at the imagery. I'm thinking about the way that they feel to me. So, for example, when I first drew the card of change, immediately I started to tune in with effectively the story of a chameleon. What does a chameleon do? What might this mean? And I found myself, I let my mind wander into the dream time, and I went into this sort of whole little storyline about how chameleons, they adapt, but do you know what? A chameleon is still a chameleon. They may be changeable, but they are still authentically themselves. And that was the kind of message that was coming through. So I very much allow myself to sort of wander into whatever comes through from each of the cards. And I'm always open to considering that there may be more than one message coming through. If I see something, it doesn't mean I'm necessarily right, particularly in a general reading. If I'm doing a reading here on YouTube that could meet many of you, reach many of you, I'm really trying to listen to the many, many messages that might be coming through, so that, if there's anything that's personal to you, you will hear it and pick up on it. But we are always, I think, when we are working with the cards, for me, thinking about not only the core archetypal meaning, but also the words, the language, the colours, the feel of them. I mean, this is really making me think about divine timing with this clock, and I immediately saw the mountains. I do feel that at the moment it does feel as though there are many mountains to climb, but somehow this feels as though it's an affirmation that we will get there, particularly sitting under abundance, that we will get the peaceful resolution we desire. And whether these messages are coming in to reach each of you personally, or also for the collective, and indeed for the collective of our community, I think we are in an area of, or time and space at this moment when we are seeing a lot of tension. Hold your energy. I mean, look at the energy of the sun. Mind-blowing. So let's draw more cards. I hope that was helpful for some of you. Let's draw more cards, and let's ask about this absolute, actual turning point of the equinox. I will be doing detailed pick-a-card readings tomorrow on this, but right now, let's ask about it and see what comes through. And also, I would love you to be drawing your own cards to see what comes through for you personally, as you draw cards around the actual equinox energy. So, gosh, we've got the Five of Wands. How interesting, because this is a card, its archetypal meaning is of competitiveness sometimes. However, this is a card that I always feel in its highest vibration, it's actually inviting us to step up, not down. And given the energies that we're seeing here and the messages that have come through, I think we are being asked to really, really step up, not to concede or to, but we also do so peacefully. This is not about a competitive energy that could be, putting somebody else down. This is about, I think, stepping up and perhaps also collaborating, recognizing that unity. What else are we seeing today, please, for the equinox energy? We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords. And what else do we have here? Oops, gosh. Do you know what? Too many cards have flown out, but look at the one that's shown itself. We've got the Fool. I think that's really, really fascinating. I think despite a world of where we are potentially seeing conflicts, difficulties, a competitive world, people still trying to orientate through power, I think this is saying sow seeds at this time with the Ace of Pentacles. And I think what it's telling us is that the seeds that we sow right now, I actually think can potentially bring about a new beginning for us, even if we feel trapped and helpless. The Eight of Swords is very much an energy where, in many ways, sometimes we are sort of tangled in our own thoughts. I mean, it's like it's an absolutely perfect time to progress, but for some reason we don't think we can. I think this may be suggesting that situations, and whether this is globally or whether this is personally to you, I think this may be suggesting that even if there is a circumstance around you that you feel you can't move forwards with, I think if you sow a really clear seed, a wish, an intention at this point of turn in the equinox, really with this new moon energy and then this shift, I think the new beginning will come, that a doorway may well open for you. So may I invite you to draw your cards, dear ones. See what comes through for you in response to this message. This is about the real timing of the equinox, sowing a seed, acknowledging that you can sow a seed right now that will untangle you from something and create a new beginning. I think this is really rather fabulous. What have we got here? I'm just looking in on those. We've got Althea, Threshold, Apocalypsis, Wow, Rabbit, Three of Wands, Six of Swords, Hierophant, and oops, my comments are moving up and down. I'm going to see if I can find that again. Wow. Hierophant and the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is such a card of success. Wow. Three of Wands, Six of Swords, which is moving away from something. The Hierophant, such commitment and guidance. Wow. This just feels as though something might shift to the person. I'm just seeing here. I think it is Aqua Next Door. Aqua Next Door, you have Bardo. I mean, all of your cards, I'm just looking at them here, are suggesting to me that you could get a massively fast turnaround, actually. A real opening where you get that new beginning very, very quickly. I noticed then we have White Heart. You've got the Sun, wonderful, Abundance and the Sun, fantastic. I mean, what an opening. Some of you, it seems to me, are going to get very fast results from sowing these seeds of intent in the energy right now. I mean, what a gorgeous affirmation. I'm seeing also, Christina, you have the Page of Wands, the Tower, the Three of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness me, and then the Fool at the back of the deck. Wow, 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 and more wow. I really feel that the cards that are showing up for you guys seem to be really highlighting a very, very fast turnaround, actually. I'm seeing here, Azraella, we've got Shoshone, Tale of the Tricky Coyote. An Akanoa myth of the Spider Woman to help. Oh gosh, and the silver, gosh as well, we've got Spider Woman to help him talk to the silver grey fox. This is beautiful. Your cards are stunning because we're seeing movement forwards here, almost out of trickery and difficulty, moving forwards. I mean, the coyote energy is fascinating because things are often topsy-turvy and upside down with the coyote energy. This is, I feel as though all of you are being offered cards from what I can see that in your personal circumstances, gosh, I've got here, where are we? I'm trying to read all my comments here. Tower moment, gosh, ask about the equinox energy. Yeah, things moving fast. The card somebody else got was the Ten of Pentacles and Death, the Devil, and the Hangman in reverse. Well, now that's a fast turnaround and a release of things that no longer serve you. I am blown away by your cards. We have the Hierophant from somebody. I think this is from Lynn. Hierophant, Seven of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and King of Wands. Goodness me. Wow. This is mind-blowing, isn't it? The Seven of Pentacles is something. It means that we're waiting patiently for something. This could be for you, Lynn, something that you have actually been waiting for. You've invested in it. You committed. You've kept going. You've persevered with the Hierophant. You knew it was guided in your heart of hearts. And I would say, with you waiting for it, that the shift suddenly brings you the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. You could see something massively emerge that you have already been investing in. We've got another Tower moment. Well, this is from somebody called Tower Moment. Well, what a wonderful YouTube name. Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness me. What a flow of energy. You have the Five and then the Hierophant slid out from under the pile of cards. Wow. Interesting that you've got the 10, the Page, the King, and then the 5. How fascinating. I am wondering if there is something, lovely tower moment, that might be leaving your life, but as something huge arrives. It could even be that your circumstances are about to emerge in a really successful way, and it means you then leave something behind, that Five of Pentacles energy. Something has ceased to be of value to you. Traditionally, it can be a card where people feel like they're pushed out in the cold sometimes, but actually, it's a very interesting energy because it can mean that we are leaving something behind. This sounds like, especially with the Hierophant sliding out, as if you are being moved, elevated into new circumstances. Now I'm seeing we have somebody, mesh views, you have the Devil and the Tower. I'm blown away by the consistency of the cards coming through here. Somebody else next has the Devil, the Knight of Cups, the Star and the Wheel of Fortune. All of you seem to be drawing cards that acknowledge a really fast shift and change of energy if you get focused, irrespective, if you say, do you know what, whatever's going on, I'm stepping up. I am absolutely sowing these seeds. Even if I feel like I can't move forwards, I'm in that zone of trust. I'm taking the risk, I'm sowing the seeds, I'm prepared for the new beginning. This feels to me as if all of you are drawing cards. I mean, this is mind-blowing, that are helping you to release the old and the new coming in. And some of you, the new is coming in order to release the old, by the look of it as well, when we look at the cards and that are coming through. We have another here. I think that's Rona Michael. The Emperor, Knight of Swords, Temperance and Hierophant. Wow. I mean, my goodness me. The Temperance card, I mean, balance, equilibrium, that point of balance, the Emperor and the Knight of Swords, again, stepping up, stepping into your own self-mastery, your own empowerment. Somebody else has got the 3, I think, 11s, and I think it says 3 11s and 8, 11 of water and fire. Gosh, wow. And plus justice and 8 of water. I'm guessing if this may well be the Dreams of Gaia tarot, actually, if you're working with those energies. So obviously I can't see your cards, but how fascinating. 3 11s. Now that's mind blowing, isn't it? 11 11 11. Gosh, that's phenomenal, isn't it? And the 8 of water as well. Again, this feels for me as if there are real synchronicities in your world that are emerging, real divine timing. We have a lovely name, Donut Ducky. You have 3 of Pentacles, and I'm seeing Vanessa, you've got 10 of Swords, Queen of Staffs, and Ace of Pentacles. Wow, so Vanessa, we've got... Okay, 10 of Swords. So something is completing or reaching a completion of some sort. It could be something at a stage of completion, or it could be something that is actually, a door is closing. But wow, the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, you can absolutely initiate something new here. So that feels really, really appropriate to the energy. And Donut Duckies, you have the 3 of Pentacles. What a turning point. Again, very interesting, because the 3 of Pentacles is about collaborating, unity. Maybe you're finding your tribe, you're finding the right people to align and resonate with. I'm seeing Azrella, you have 8 of Wands, was the clarifying card for you. Wow. I mean, talk about fast-moving energy, Azrella. We have Leorel, I think that's, or Le Sorrel. My apologies, I'm looking, it's very tiny writing on my screen. High Priestess and Strength, wow. Gosh, guidance and absolute perseverance. This is a big opening point, I would think, for you, with a real opportunity to step up and, again, really discovering potentially. I mean, you may even be discovering your gifts. We have Michelle, the Knight of Swords, and the 9 of Cups. Gosh, so very decisive energy with the Knight of Swords. And with the 9 of Cups, I would say almost feeling very pleased with some of the decisions you might be making at the moment, actually, Michelle. That sounds really, really interesting, because it's such clarity of mind, but then feeling so good about it. Really, really massive turning points showing through here. We have Urshabare, what lovely names you all have. Urshabare, Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Five of Swords and Ace of Swords. Now that's interesting because the Page of Wands is about chemistry. It's that spark of life. The Three of Pentacles is bringing renewed energy and a turning point. Now, the Five of Swords and an Ace of Swords would suggest that you might have to make a decision. It sounds like something is taking place, a turning point in this equinox energy. But within that equinox energy, I think it will create an opportunity for you to make a very clear choice, potentially in a direction that I think you're really, really going to love. It will be something that makes you, I don't know, want to get out of bed in the morning, makes you want to invest, it makes you want to move forwards. We have Rona Michael, Magician, at the back of the deck. Wow. And Azraella, you have the Querent card. The clarifying card was the Ten of Swords. Wow. Omega energy of 999 endings. Oh my goodness me. So poignant at this turn, this moment of turn. I'm seeing more cards coming through. Wow. Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Wow. Five of Pentacles, then the Hierophant. I think I may have seen that actually already, but wow. Just phenomenal. Interesting with the Ten of Pentacles and the Page, because you've got such a natural progression and then suddenly you leap to the King. So there's quite a turbocharged shift. That feels like a really big upgrade in your circumstances or your health or something that's going on in the immediacy of your surroundings. And then with the Hierophant coming out, it feels as though it is so guided and so destined. And, you know, it could be something that you can really, really commit to, finding your moment. And now, Tower moment, you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Sun. Wow. Just fantastic. Tower moment says, I'll take it. I don't blame you. I would be taking that too. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Aqua Next Door, you've just been voicing something of your own journey. Thank you so much for sharing. I can see working really hard on your manifestations and spiritual growth. Truly, keep going, beautiful soul. It's not always easy, but my goodness me, things are emerging. I mean, this is just mind-blowingly interesting. I'm conscious of the time, dear ones, and we are heading for the end of an hour together. And as we end, I would like to take us into a closing meditation. So I'm going to stop tuning in with your messages, your cards. I am absolutely blown away by the cards that you have, that you've drawn. Truly, this is just mind-blowing. I cannot tell you how honoured I am to be here with all of you. Do you know, I've just looked up, talk about synchronicities. We've got 111 likes at this exact moment. Isn't that phenomenal? 111. Somebody drew 11, 11, 11, didn't you, in your cards? Here we have 111. Now we've just gone to 112, but thank you. Isn't that mind-blowing to be in a space of 111 likes as we bring our space, our sacred space to read together, to an end for today. Now, beautiful souls, we are having this collective reading event every single month, so keep an eye out, because in a couple of weeks I'll be posting the date for the next one. I will let you know if you follow my readings, so you know, do make sure that you keep an eye on the channel, or you know, hopefully if you're subscribed and you've pressed the little bell icon, hopefully things come into your stream. But do keep an eye on things. I'll try and remember to post a notice as well. And if you're on any of my email lists, then hopefully I will send out an email. I sent one out this morning just to give people a reminder. It is amazing to be connected with you. I think we can hold so much light and so much love together. And we can tune into, because we're always meeting around the new moon. Today it's on the new moon, mind-blowing. Next time it may be a few days before. But we're tuning into the new moon energy every month, which is a fresh new beginning for us every single moon month, to be able to tune in with the energy, align with the energy, and really actively work both individually but also collectively together. I'm blown away by your cards. I'm blown away by all of you, and I'm so grateful to all of you for being here. Thank you also, all of you. I know I add this to most of my readings, but thank you to those of you who have joined me on my tarot course and on my Manifest with the Moon seminars, and also all of you who are in the Moon members area. We have a membership area here on YouTube and also those on Patreon. All of you make it possible for me to be here, to be building the tarot course that I'm building, which is founded on ethics and ethical principles. I know there's nothing else out there like it, and it's part of holding the light, because I've come across some quite worrying sort of what I would call spiritual practice that isn't being held within integrity. So this is really the motivation for doing this, as well as obviously building our community and connecting together during this extraordinary time of transformation. So beautiful souls, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to just bring in that beautiful image of angels again, and I'd like us to just move into a very brief closing meditation, okay? Because when we open ourselves up, I mean, this is something I actively teach on my course. When we open ourselves up to channel information, to receive messages, we are wide open. We need to be wide open. Otherwise, we couldn't do the work that we're doing. But we do also then need to close ourselves down. And that doesn't mean we're closing from the light. On the contrary, we're bringing the light inside us and we're keeping the light inside us. But if you walk around in the world at the moment wide open, you are going to absorb far too much energy that could, be other people's stuff, the craziness, the upset, the emotional reactivity. So always when we open ourselves and we're wide open, which we are here, this is a collective reading where we've really united. So I'd like you just to close your eyes and just center yourself for a moment. Just reconnect with that gorgeous energy. Unchila, Grandmother Moon. Tinkashula, Grandfather Sun. Holding the light in unity for us. Just let that energy filter down through you. We've used that energy to help to make way, to clear space and to receive. And in true gratitude, we honour what we have been gifted together today. Both the energy and the messages we've received, and also the energy and the connectedness that we have been able to offer one another. I am blown away by your cards, by all of you. So just hold that energy and bring it in. And bring it in and center it around your heart. Just allow that energy to really filter in and sit in your heart. And I'd like you just to, in your mind's eye, notice the collective field of that light that we are holding together. It's actually quite phenomenal. That the light that we are holding is phenomenal. Now, hold that heart-centered energy. Honor all of those in our community and send that heart-centered energy out into the world. Send it to wherever it is needed in this moment. We have received, and so we are grateful, and we offer that energy back into the world as a collective. May that energy pass around the earth and find its way anywhere and everywhere that it is needed, because our light is quite something at this moment in time. Just hold that in your thoughts for one moment. Direct that energy wherever it is needed. Just sit with that. That is beautiful. I'm really seeing that travel. Literally travelling around the earth. That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Thank you from my heart. And now bring that collective energy back into your heart. It's yours to carry with you. It's yours to keep. And just allow the sun and the moon very gently to close you. They're wrapping you around a bit like a cocoon, wrapping you in a cocoon of a gossamer thread of light, but it's sealing that light within you, in your heart. They have gifted you, and now they are protecting you. Let that gossamer thread wind its way around you, glistening, glittering, sparkling. And you will carry the imprint of this energy with you through into the equinox and into the next phase of the Earth's cycle. Remember, you are aligned with the Earth. We are all aligned with the Earth. We are all related. And as our beautiful Grandmother Moon and Grandfather Sun part company, they are still actively working together, and their connection with you remains. But you are now sealed like a little pod of light. So do please bring yourselves back into the room. And to bring myself back onto the screen. Beautiful souls, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, and thank you for joining me. I've been blown away by today, and I look forward to seeing you for some readings. I'll be posting equinox readings tomorrow, but most of all, I look forward to seeing some of you perhaps at our next collective reading. This has been mind-blowing. Thank you so much for being here. Tons and tons and tons of love.